What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just
Yo, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another vlog. Today is something a little bit different, something I'm not used to, nor my editing skills are, or my editing at all, I wouldn't say skills. I'm going to be going into detail about how I've managed to lose 9 kg in lockdown, what I've done to maintain my weight, what I have done to maintain my muscle mass, but continue to lose fat. I'm not 100% sure on where I'm sat around on my body fat percentage. Just guessing, I'd say I'm around 11 or 12. Ideally, I want to be at 9, sub 9 or sub 10 is where I want to be at. But yeah, let's dive right in. First thing first, I've got to get my cardio done. The weather is awful in England at the moment, or certainly where I am. It's changed dramatically. From sunny weather, really sunny weather. Oh my God, I just spotted a rat. Yo, that's disgusting, man. Wait, but the door's locked. That's actually vile. It's not even scared. Nah, this is... Oh, shit, he gave it legs. Alright, well, that was a very, very weird introduction. And disgusting as well. Oh, that's grim. Sorry about that. It's gone now, I hope. Anyway, I can't even remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, losing 9 kg in lockdown. That's where we're at. I've got to get my cardio done. The weather is awful. It's on and off rain and really windy, so I'm not going to go for a run. I'm going to do about an hour to an hour and a half on the bike. Let's get out on the bike and I'll catch up with you lot when it's time to talk about how I have managed to lose this much fat. See you in a bit. A quick coffee with some of these oat ginger biscuits. They're 40 calories per biscuit. There's 5 in a pack, but I'm only going to have 4 of them. I think it's around 176 calories for those, and I'm not sure on the coffee. But yeah, not bad at all. Quick little snack before I go out, some energy. My bad, these are actually 44 calories per biscuit and 173 calories. So yeah, not bad. Also, I picked this up recently, a couple of days ago. It's a Series 3 Apple Watch, 42mm. If you're thinking about getting one, get one of these. The Series 5 is a lot more money, and to be honest, this thing's banging as it is. I think the battery life's actually better on these as well. If you're a fitness enthusiast, these are absolutely perfect. You can link things like MyFitnessPal, Strava, and other fitness-based apps. Yeah, definitely recommend them. For the money, this is probably one of the best fitness watches out there, as well as being an Apple Watch, so you can do everything that your phone almost can as well. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. Let's get on.
dark hair bitch, and she look like she go. She do. Hometown hero, feeling myself, can't murder my ego. She heard of my deep stroke, she said, babe, does it hurt when I deep throat? It does. Certified freak hoe, hang around dust, and she learning my lingo. Back then, wasn't worried about me though. In the gym, trying to work on my free throw. Goddamn. Spending money at the club like Sam's. Yes, ma'am. She a little freak on cam, but she don't put this on the ground. Little boys trying to diss on the ground. Hey, I can't switch on the fan. Shit's hot, hit the switch on the fan.
Lovely bit of rain right now. Oh England, bipolar country. I'm at about 25, 26k, so hopefully the rain doesn't get too bad. I've been going for about an hour now. Oh, I can't check, I covered my watch. I think it's about an hour, probably less, but oh God, it's getting worse. All right, I better get riding. Ooh, nearly stacked it. All right, I'll catch up with you lot when I'm done. This is peak. This is exactly what I mean about bipolar Brit. Still a bit cloudy over there. The sun's back out within the space of a few minutes. Oh well, I'm not complaining.
My swag, they keep jacking. I ain't doing no verse, quit asking.
Okay people, so it's now time for me, as I mentioned before, to talk about something that I've wanted to for quite a while now. I just really need to find the time to do so. And that is how I've managed to lose 9 kg in lockdown. And in order to do so, I needed to have a plan. I wasn't really doing any cardio or focusing on my diet at all. In fact, my diet was awful. And I saw the opportunity here, and the opportunity to actually take the time to work on my diet, focus on my key nutrients, and cut out a load of unnecessary things, which were causing me to have 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day, which is so unnecessary for me. I didn't need that intake, and my body wasn't burning all of those calories. I knew that I needed a plan. Starting YouTube was one of the main things I did that was productive, but YouTube aside, I knew I wanted to do something else, and that was better myself. I wanted to feel better, look better, and just genuinely be in a better space. I really realised that I was out of shape. Oh, the chair. So that is how I was looking before lockdown. If we go back sort of winter time, I'd say November, around November, I'll place a picture of what I looked like around that time. And I was going to make this video, as I am making this video, and I was looking through my old photos, and this one genuinely caught me by shock. You don't realise how much weight you've lost, not just on your body, but like around your face and stuff, until you see a really old picture and see all of the fat on your body. And I was just genuinely shocked. But it was a real eye-opener to me. So what I wanted to do, cardio. I figured I've got so much time on my hands. My dietary really needed to change. I had a mentality where I was like, oh, well, I go to the gym and I lift weights. So what I'll do is I'll just have a nice weekend. I'll go and eat, you know, a burger and fries, like whatever it is that I wanted, I'll just have it and then think, oh, I'll go and lift some weights, you know, I'll burn some calories then. Complete wrong mentality. For me, what I wanted to do was to build a bodybuilder's physique. I don't want to have the muscle mass necessarily. I just wanted to look very aesthetic, low body fat, and good definition of the muscle, and carrying a little bit of muscle mass. Dietary was the first thing that needed to change. So I used the time very wisely, and I basically decided what I wanted to do, what I was going to do in order to lose weight. I cut down my carbs quite a heavy amount. I didn't cut them out because that's not substantial and it's not going to last forever, but I did cut them down massively. And being Italian, I can tell you carbs is a big thing in the household. There's pasta all the time, and it's not just a cliche. So I really need to cut down on my carbs. And then I was looking at unnatural fats. So natural fats are fine. In fact, they're really good for weight loss, but I wanted to cut out unnatural fats as well as sugars. My sugar intake was pretty high. It was more than just losing fat. It was also, I wanted to better myself, feel healthier, and just overall look healthier and feel healthier. And this is where the cardio came into place. I figured, well, if I'm going to be eating well, that's going to help me lose weight. And also, if I'm going to be doing cardio, it's going to help me feel better and along the lines look better too. So cardio started. I started doing cardio probably the second week of lockdown. It started out as 5Ks. My times were pretty poor, but then again, they weren't the worst. I was sort of doing 29, 30-minute 5K. I do a 5K and it's sort of 22 minutes. If I really push it, I've done one before in 19 minutes. And not every day is a 5K. Like I've said, sometimes I go for a bike ride, sometimes I go for 3.5K or 4K. It just depends on how I feel. Yeah, so it started out 5K runs, and I am not a runner at all. In fact, I hate running. I hated running, I should say. I like running now, but at the time I hated running. So the thought of doing 5Ks was just like an absolute nightmare. And the first one really was, I think I stopped about 9 or 10 times, maybe even more. It was really quite embarrassing. I realised that I felt good after it. Although I did a bad time, I stopped a lot. I felt good mentally and within inside myself. I felt like something was changing. As you do, you get that feeling and you're just encouraged to keep doing it. So I went for a period of doing 5Ks every day for 2 weeks, and my diet was changed as well. So I was eating probably around, at this time, around 2,000 calories, which is really quite low. And especially as I've cut out carbs quite a lot, there was a real cut in my calorie intake, and my body was showing that it was in shock because I was cutting through fat quite quickly. What I wanted to do next was work on maintaining muscle mass as I was losing weight so quickly. This is where the exercise and weightlifting falls into place. So as you guys have seen, I use 2 6kg dumbbells. They are very, very old, from the 80s, maybe even earlier. They're rusty as hell and they're in bad shape. But this is what I had to use. The gyms were closed, I had no other equipment bar a resistance band, so I had to make do with what I had. I am still quite grateful to have them as well, because everything I've achieved has just come from those dumbbells. So really I was grateful to have them and glad that my dad could give me them. So where it falls into is, whilst I was running and doing all my cardio, I was still training in the evening. In the mornings I'd do fasted cardio, whether it's 5K, 3.5K, bike ride, whatever, I would make sure I'd get my fasted cardio done. Now, I may mention it's not always fasted. If I'm really hungry in the mornings, I'll listen to my body and I will go and eat. It's as simple as that. But if I feel like I can fast it, then I prefer to. Burn more calories, feel lighter, feel more nimble, blah. You've heard this before, so I won't go into it in too much detail. In the evenings, it was weight training. And this is what I needed to do to maintain the muscle mass. I didn't want to gain muscle. I wasn't trying to gain muscle, and I would be very surprised if I did manage to gain a lot of muscle. 6 kg dumbbells, I was very limited. And so what I was lifting at the gym, it's, you know, a massive cut. But I saw the opportunity to use this time to cut fat. So cardio in the mornings and weightlifting in the evenings is almost a perfect recipe for somebody who's trying to lose weight, but also build a reasonable size or maintain your muscle, depending on the equipment you have. In my case, maintaining and keeping my muscle mass that I'd created in the gym was key. So over night time, I would train for probably 45 minutes, sometimes even less. It never really goes over 45 minutes. And this was working for me. This is where I started to realize that what I'm doing was working. Now, I was pleased. I'll put a picture up here. And this is how I looked. I started to look in the mirrors and think, you know what, I'm cutting fat here. I'm cutting quite a lot. Abs are starting to show through and getting some definition around my body. And I was just feeling really good. So naturally, I wanted to continue to do what I was doing. So I figured what I was doing was working. Well, what I was going to do next, just see it through really. I just wanted to try and keep going on the same path that I'm on, going to sleep in calorie deficits, burning fat and maintaining muscle mass. None of us were sure about how long lockdown was going to go on for. There's a few scaremongerings going around, but no one was actually sure. My goal was to stay in the shape I was in. Lockdown continues. Okay, so at this point it was about a month into lockdown, and I was happy, as I've mentioned, but I couldn't seem to shake a little bit more fat. I just really wanted to get a little bit lower, and I still do, even lower than I am now. But I just didn't know what to do. So my first instinct was keep up the cardio, definitely, but also look at cutting calories again. Now, I'd already cut carbs out dramatically, so I didn't want to lose them completely. So I was thinking, well, what am I going to have to do? Then I started to look in deeper detail into what I was eating. And to be honest, there wasn't much I could do, but I had to think actively. So I started digging deeper into what I was eating. I realized that there was a lot of calories that I could shave that I didn't need. Things like snacks, high in sugars, crisps, high in fats. There was a lot of stuff I was still really learning about, as this is all about learning. So I looked into my snacks. I realized that I was eating unnecessary things that I could do without. And I started to replace the snacks. So I was having sort of crisps or, you know, high sugar things here and there. So I decided to look at cutting them out. And I needed an alternative because I am a human. I'm not a robot. I do like to snack. And in between meals, I do snack. So I started looking at things like fruit, things like muesli. And I was pleasantly surprised at how I could manage to cut those out and replace them with fruits and muesli and things that I would like to snack on that are relatively healthy and a lot lower in calories. That's when it really started to come together for me. I realized that I could make a big jump down in my calorie intake just from replacing the snacks I was having. I also started drinking green tea. Now, I heard from a magic source that green tea boosts your metabolism. Whether this is true, I'm not 100% sure. I find that they do fill me up a little bit too. If you get like a berry green tea or like a lemon, ginger and honey, they fill me up. And also the meals I was eating. I was having things like sauces that were high in calories that I could do without. I started to cut those out, using bread as a burger. I'd cut that out and I'd have lettuce instead. And it was just little changes that make all the big difference. And I was really pleased with how things are going. But yeah, so at this point, I am really, really happy with how things are going. I'm continuing to be in a calorie deficit. I'm also continuing to lose a little bit of weight. Happy with that. That's how it's going to be. That's fine. After lockdown, it's going to be over soon. There's going to be a lot of temptation. I've already seen so many people just the first thing they want to do is rush out to McDonald's. Like, you've had all this time. Now I understand some people aren't like me and they haven't tried to make their diet better and they're not interested in that. But why would McDonald's be the first place you're excited to go to? Like, why? Just straight back to old habits. You've had a chance to get it out of your system and to eat well. But anyway, that's entirely up to you. That's how individuals are, so I can't fault that. But for me, it's not going to happen. I also want to continue making vlogs. I want to continue putting out content for you guys. I appreciate the ones that are here subscribing and supporting me and liking and commenting, etc, etc. It goes a long way, and I really do enjoy doing this. I don't have any intentions of stopping it anytime soon. I am going to be going back to working full time, which is fine. Vlogs are going to have to be done on weekends. I'm going to make a way around it and probably be doing one vlog a week through no choice of my own. Just have to work, I have to earn money. So vlogs will remain. Some of you may be excited to hear that. Some of you may be thinking, God, is he going to leave soon? But I'm not. I'm sticking around. It also motivates me to stay on track with my fitness, stay on track with my eating, stay on track with my training, because when you have somewhere to show it and to share it, it really does give you drive. This pretty much concludes the end of the video. I hope that this is helpful to you at all. It's just pretty much me going into detail about my experience of losing weight through lockdown. I have managed to lose 9 kg. I'm currently 72 kg and I started out at 81 kg, or started lockdown at 81 kg. And it's really is pretty mad. Looking at the picture earlier, like I said, just realizing how much weight I have lost, not just on the scales, but like looking in the mirror. Yeah, I'm really pleased. Yeah, this is the end of the video. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.